All right, guys. So this is exactly how I close $10,000 clients. And this client specifically is one that actually has ended up paying my agency over $30,000 because they've now worked with us for over a year. And this is how I close people for my agency that's generated well over $20 million. And we've been cooking for the last 7 years. So what I'll do first is just kind of show you a Stripe account. So we've used various processes over the years. These aren't all of them, but if I just do this and go all time, you'll be able to see 6.23 million there. If I go here, last 14 days, you can see that. Now, if I go to the last 12 months, you can see that, right? 1.9 million. Unfortunately, with this processor, it doesn't show you the last 24 months or like the last 18 months. It only shows you the last 12 months, but it is what it is. And then if I go over here, this is when we were using a processor called Allen, and you can see this is the number that we actually received after we paid them their fees. And here's an account, here's an account, here's an account, here's an account, here's an account. So you can see, as far as that's concerned, it's well over, if you add all of these up, I think it's like $16.2 million or something like that. But like I said, you can't see the last 24 here. And yeah, that's just unfortunate, but it kind of is what it is. So we can kind of just jump into it as far as this call is concerned. But basically, all I'm doing here is I am closing a gym owner on a service where we follow up with their leads for them that come through the ads that we're running. And we're following up with these leads for them using a platform called GoHighLevel, and we're leveraging automation and AI to nurture those leads. Okay. And this is not difficult to do. I've actually helped 5 people over the last 2 months scale a business like this as complete beginners in completely different industries. One does it with med spas, one does it with chiropractors, one does it with people that sell at-home generators, another does it for actual gyms in Australia, then another one does it for martial arts studios here in America. And so this stuff is very, very easy to do. It's not complicated at all. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like so you can follow my sales process to be able to convert these people at a very, very high level.
There we go.
Awesome. Appreciate you hopping on.
Sorry about that.
No problem. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Where are you located at?
In Canada.
Okay. Is that close to?
Nope, other coast, East Coast.
Okay, got it. Cool. Well, why don't we just jump right into it? Tell me a little bit more about what you've got going on and how we can help.
So what we had before COVID, we were busier class-wise for sure. Here during COVID, I mean, we got shut down 3 different times. And basically what happened is a lot of my clientele is 35 and above. A lot of them didn't want to come to class-based stuff. So I pretty much just stopped worrying about the membership side of the business, worried about personal training. We got significantly busy personal training-wise, which is great. I do a ton of online training, which is nice, but the membership side of it suffered, and that's why I want to bring that.
Okay, got it. So when it comes to the personal training side of things, yeah, I remember hearing you say that that's going really well. So when it comes to growing your membership base, why not just continue to grow your personal training side of the business? Have a higher LTV for customer, work with less people, or is that not something you're really interested in?
No, I want to do both. Okay. And we can continue. We've been able to grow on that. Like where we're having issues is I haven't been able to create membership outside of it. So I'm like, okay, what we do is class-based. Like a lot of our stuff is class-based. Right? We have some people use open gym, but pretty much most of it is boot camp-based. We just don't have many of those people anymore. And I knew before we did, so we might have that revenue.
And so what I have right here is just my sales process outline. That way that you can just follow my process as I go along with it. That way you can learn it as well versus just hearing me talk about it. But right now, all I'm doing is I've gone through the intro, so that's finished. At this point, I'm just diagnosing his problem to see exactly what his problem is. From there, I'm going to identify what he's doing to solve that problem and build data around the fact that what he's doing to solve it is not the right way to go about solving it. Then I'm just going to identify what his goal is and get him to admit that he's not going to be able to reach his goal if he doesn't change his strategy to get to that goal, right? And then from there, once I get him to admit that, I'm going to just pitch him what we do to help him.
What was that?
When you say training, is that mainly one-on-one?
One-on-one, yeah.
Okay, got it. So you used to do boot camp specific stuff. That's no longer really something you've been doing. It's mainly just one-on-one.
No, we still do it. It's just that there's nobody in it. I don't make money on it anymore.
Okay, understood. All right, so just walk me through top to bottom what your current process is right now to grow the gym.
Listen, I have not, like I said, I stopped pushing memberships pretty much completely because I was like, okay, well, if this is where we're going to be, COVID-wise, I'm going to go online. I'm going to go one-on-one because I can get people from the door. So I've gone completely in that direction. So what we do is, well, pretty much all our advertising is based around, hey, look at this person. We just do transformation. That's all we do now, which is great. Gets people in for one-on-one, but it would be nice to have the membership side of it as well. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't pushed that side of it at all because we had such a hard time doing it. We have a lot of competitors in that space. In the space of one-on-one and transformation, our competitors are there's no level.
Okay, got it. And so since it's all one-on-one, has that become a capacity thing where you can't really just pour it on as thick as you'd like just because of the capacity issue?
No. I mean, we could always take more one-on-one. It just would be nice to also have the class not have 6 people in them, because we used to have 30 people in them.
Okay, got it. So just to make sure we're on the same page here, like you could do more of the boot camp. You'd be interested in doing more of it. It's just right now you don't have enough people in it where you're not making money on it.
Well, we still do it. That's the thing. I still have members. I still have people doing it. I'm just not making money on it now.
Yeah, and you're not making money on it because the capacity is not what it once was, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So glad we're on the same page here with that. So with what you're currently doing as far as transformations are concerned, how much are you currently spending or investing your time into marketing that?
And so he's basically just saying that he's not making money on members. He only makes money on training clients. And so that's what I'm really just trying to identify is what's the problem, right? If he's making the most amount of money from training clients, but he doesn't know how to get training clients coming through his door more consistently, then that's the problem, right? His goal is to get more training clients, yet he doesn't know how to get them coming in more consistently because that's where he makes his money. So from there, I'm just going to break down what he's doing to get more training clients.
I don't use a lot of money on it, but we market a lot. We have a fairly good reach through social media, and then I have an online coach. I work with Brian Mark for online, and that brings in both online and in person because they're pretty much the same thing. I can sell to both of those people. Where I have an issue is we just don't get. I haven't been doing any marketing, and I would like to learn how to do marketing for membership-based, boot camp.
Okay, got it. And right now, how many people do you guys currently have coming through the door on average, like a month?
I mean, we probably do. For personal training, we probably do 140, 150 sessions a week. I probably have 80 clients online that I just deal with online. But class-based wise, we probably only have 55 clients.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm more so trying to understand your situation as far as the gym's growth. So in terms of new prospects coming through the door that you then have the opportunity to sell, like on average every 30 days, what does that look like right now?
Anybody that comes through the door is somebody I have my fingers on because I message them.
Okay, so there's no.
Yeah, so how that works, we post a transformation picture of someone, we tag the person, it goes to their Facebook, Instagram, whatever. All their friends that comment on it, I then reach out to them, start a conversation with them, and bring them in.
Okay, got it. So that's your current strategy right now, right? To get people to the door. Okay. And then how many people would you say that's yielding on a monthly basis?
Online is busy. On average, I'm probably doing 40,000 and above online every month.
Okay.
In person, probably less because a lot of that stuff, a lot of those clients that we have are online clients. So when somebody's like, oh, I thought so-and-so would do X, what did they do? Well, then I obviously have to be honest and I tell them they did online and then they do it. Which is great for me because online makes more money. However, I would, if they're like saying somebody's like, oh, well, I would like to be in a gym setting, and I'm like, okay, great. Then I move them into that avenue, which is great. I just would like, I don't know an option to bring people into the door outside of that for classes.
Right.
Okay.
So he just said it right there. He doesn't know how to get training clients coming into his actual gym outside of getting people through his online social media content that he posts where he's able to get online training customers. So this is a guy that owns a gym, but he also trains people online. So, he trains people across the world online, and then he has a gym specific to where he lives that locals can work out at and get training from him, right? And so he's only been able to get customers coming in from his online business into his physical gym, which is not an ideal way of going about growing it. So that's what we're talking about, because that's clearly what his biggest issue is getting people coming through the door consistently, not from his organic content, that want training, not a membership.
Got it. So it sounds like that's kind of your Achilles heel for in person. You don't know how to get people coming through the door for that.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. So why now? Trying to figure that out. If you're doing 40K a month online, I'm a little curious.
Because I want to make more money. Honestly,
Okay.
listen, online works great. I probably am going to do the first year I did online. I probably did about 100 grand. Second year I got 2. I'll probably do 550 this year. That's great, and I know that. But I also would like the gym to be making more money because I would like every piece of every revenue stream. I want it to be healthy. Online is very healthy. Personal training is sort of healthy. Class-based is not good.
Yeah.
So I want to fix that problem.
Got it. And as far as your online is concerned, so is that the only way you grow it? Posting transformations and then nurturing leads that engage?
Yep.
That's incredible. I actually live at a place where I've got a friend that does over 200K a month online.
Right.
He's about 27.
There's some people in my mastermind that are doing some crazy numbers.
Which mastermind?
I work with Brian Mark.
Okay, Brian Mark. Do you know Jordan Duggar and Tanner Chesser? Okay.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, my girlfriend works with Jordan Duggar. And Jordan Duggar's in my mastermind with Cole Gordon for online.
Oh, nice.
And he actually lives here. Cole Gordon lives here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, very cool. You're connected. I've recently been speaking with a lot of online and gym people, and some people that have pretty much said, I'm done, with the gym. I'm just going to do the online thing because of the obvious benefits. But my business is. So he's super, super into the gyms. And my COO has 7 Orange Theories here in Arizona. So we're very familiar with that, but also the online side of things. But is there something you wanted to say or mention?
No, well, I mean, for me, I look at it, I know I can probably build that online to significantly more than it is right now. Presently, I basically, since anybody that's local to me I always pitch them, hey, you can come to my gym. You can, if you want to do your workouts here, I'll give it to you free memberships. That brings them in. Or I'll be like, hey, just do your check-ins here. You can do your weigh-ins and measurements. And then I harvest those pictures and use them. So it's been great for that. So having the gym allows me to build more online, because then person, instead of having to worry about somebody taking a picture for me, I'm taking a picture and I'm doing the cut. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And what's the name of your gym? Okay. And what's the name of your online? Okay. Got it. Yeah. Love talking to people that are doing online, especially ones that are doing well, because it's a cool business.
Oh, man,
not that gyms
I thought I would be, I thought if I did like $10,000 a month, I'd be excited. And now I'm like, man, if I don't do 10,000 a week, I'm
That's awesome.
still bigger.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's really cool that you've grown it strictly by doing that, just organic.
And so right now, I mean, I'm super off topic, right? Like we're just talking, we're shooting the shit. We're just talking about what he's doing outside of his gym because he has an online business. I have a ton of friends that have online fitness businesses that make, $200,000+ a month. And so I was just talking to him about that because I've got people that I'm friends with that do it too.
And then just following up with the people. There's a lot of different ways you can, obviously paid ads is a way, a little bit more difficult. Working a free group, so there's tons, and building your own free group. But it sounds like you've got a solid, that's really cool.
That's the reason I reached out to you guys. I saw a bunch of your ads, and it was the same situation as I saw a bunch of the ads. I listened to some of the stuff. I'm like, the guy knows what he's talking about. I'm going to give it a try. It worked exceedingly well. So I'm like, all right, well, I need another coach who can teach me the stuff that I now need to learn.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we do. Like I said, my business partner, he recently just sold to a private equity company for over $100 million. So now he's going to go from 88 gyms to over 200. He's the second biggest anytime fitness owner. We work with a private equity company that has 270. We handle all their marketing.
Oh.
So you're definitely in good hands. There's no other company in this industry that has that type of experience. The reason why I'm his business partner is because I was able to market his gyms better than anyone else. So that's kind of how we came to be, how that partnership came to be. So going back to your gym and talking about that. So the biggest issue right now is getting people through the door. Right now with what you're doing, how many people would you say you're getting through the door on a monthly basis? How many new sales are you getting? How many people are you losing? Give me the whole thing so that we can really break down.
We're not getting much through the door, to be honest. Like I said, I have been concentrating on it, and I'll be honest, we're pretty much just staying even. If we gain one, we lose one.
Okay. It's been like that. It's been like that pretty consistently.
Yeah, we had a large drop off after COVID, obviously, and to rebuild that has been challenging.
Okay. And so the gym right now is doing about 6,800 to 7,500 a month. I think I heard that on the call.
Yep.
Okay. And it's been like that pretty consistently this whole year.
Yep.
Okay. And how many people are you losing, would you say, in-person clients a month?
Like one-on-one clients, or talking in boot camp?
Boot camp, one-on-one, just in person across the board at the gym.
I would say we don't lose a ton. I mean, we probably lose 2 or 3, but I mean, we gain on the personal training side. We continue to grow, so we're gaining, which is good. On the membership side, we're just stagnant.
Okay. Which is the side that you want to focus on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Got it. And as far as it being stagnant, going back to, like why now and why haven't you fixed this before? Have you ever worked with a marketing agency specific or consulting group specific to in-person?
I have not.
Okay. Got it. Have you ever run any ads for your gym?
I've run a bunch of different ads. It never worked real well. And then Facebook blocked me from doing ads. So that was about it of that.
Okay. Got it. Interesting. Okay. So just in terms of the goal, the overall goal for the gym, where would you like it to be?
I'd like to have, in class wise, I'd like to have 200 members.
Okay. And right now, where are you?
Probably 55.
Okay. And then what would that do in terms of revenue?
Well, it'd be 3 times higher.
and
it,
is
also,
that like...
it also would help significantly insofar as that we would be able to heal some of those people up into personal training. So it adds positive to the personal training side.
Okay. Got it. So it'd be a feeder program into the personal training as well.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. And so to make that happen realistically, to go from 55 now to 200, you're obviously going to have to increase people coming through the door significantly.
Yep.
Right. So tell me this: if you had 4 times more people coming through the door, would you be confident in closing them?
Yeah. We have space because we used to have about 220 members. So we've done it before.
Okay. Got it. And COVID changed that, and you just haven't been able to get back.
Yes.
Okay. So you're really just trying to get back to where you once were.
On that side of it, yeah.
Okay. Got it. And what else have you tried to really kind of fix and address that?
Well, actually, to be honest, I've just concentrated on the personal training and online side because it made money, and I'm like, there's one of me. So
that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you did change. You went online and you've been successful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Okay. So now it's, I went in a different direction. I've had success with it, but I'd like to try and get this back to where it once was. Right.
Agreed.
Okay. Got it. So like I said, to get you to go from 55 bootcamp members, now over 200 bootcamp members like before, you're going to have to make a ton of sales. To make a ton of sales, you're going to have a ton of volume, right? Where right now you're not getting anyone and it's been stagnant pretty consistently for the past couple of years.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else that you think you might want to share as far as that situation in particular?
Not really, no.
Okay. Any long-term goals as far as the gym is concerned, having multiple locations, or you just want to get this one?
I've had pre-COVID, I had 3 of them. We contracted down to 1 because it was, obviously not a great situation. I don't want to do that again. It's too much for me.
Okay. Got it.
Cool. So I basically just went through the discovery right here, which is the most important part, because all we're doing in the discovery is seeing if we can actually help the person, right? He said he wants to get more people coming in that are training clients. We know exactly how to do that, leveraging ads and AI to nurture the leads to get them to show up, right? And so we identified the problem and we now know we can help him. At the very end there, I just asked him, is there anything else you feel like you haven't shared that would help me better understand your situation? Which is a very important question to ask, because they're going to tell you a lot of things. Typically, in this case, he didn't, right? He understands the value of working with a company that has already gone to where he's trying to get, right? I have a business partner that owns and operates hundreds of gyms. He was a client of mine over 4 years ago, and then I brought him on as a minority partner. But he has invested into consulting, and he knows the impact it can have, right? He did it with his online fitness business, right, where they helped him with similar stuff for that. So all I'm talking to him about is that I know we can help him out, and I've identified what his problem is. I've identified his goals and made him admit that if he doesn't make a change, he's not going to be able to get there, right? And all it comes down to is just getting more people through his door, which is exactly what we're good at, and it's very, very easy to do, okay? So now from here, I'm going to transition, go to the pitch, and then close him.
So the whole goal is really to just take this gym back to where it once was, so that you can continue focusing in on online and keep using this as more of that, almost like a marketing asset for your online business.
Yes.
So you have more testimonials, more proof of concept, more authority for your online.
Agreed.
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down for you exactly how we can make that happen. Because like I said, if you're going to 4X your business, you need to get a ton of traffic, which is going to then result in a ton of sales. Which you've got, you just don't know how to get people through your door. So really what we do is 5 things. Like I said, my business partner owns a ton of gyms, so we're very knowledgeable in this space. But what we do is done for you marketing and consulting. So the first thing that we would do for you is we would take your list of prospects, inactive members, canceled members.
And so what I'm pitching him right now is AI reactivations, where we're going to take his database of leads and re-engage them by just reaching out to them with an offer. And then the people who are interested, we drive them through to book an appointment and show up so that he doesn't have to and so that his staff doesn't have to. And that's the first thing that I'm pitching. And then we'll go on from there once I get to the second.
We would reach out to them on your behalf via a text box. So we're going to reach out to them for you so that you don't have to. And what we're going to do is get them to come through your door so that you can then sell them a transformation and get them in that boot camp. So that's the specific offer that we're going to reach out to them for, and we're going to nurture them through your door for you. Have you done that recently? Reached out to those old prospects and active members?
No.
Okay, so do you see how that could get you a lot of low-hanging fruit through the door to then bump that up a bit?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that would be the first thing that we would do. The
Okay,
second
so
thing,
right, I got him to admit, yes, I see that there's value in that, and it's not something that I've done, therefore it's something I should do, and if you guys have a solution for it, this is perfect, right? Because he's not going to have to change his business or do anything else, and it's super easy to do.
we would do is we would have you recreate a lot of images with your customers and clients, men and women of all different age groups, based off images that we know work. So we would have you recreate those images based off what we know works, so that we have them for men and women of all different ages, so that we can position your gym differently than all the competition around you. Because the reality is, you know, when it comes to offers and promoting a gym, everyone kind of runs the same stuff. How do you stand out? You speak directly to each market segment in a different way, where you can really connect with people, right? Where you're connecting with people with transformations. They see somebody, kind of makes them think of themselves. You hit them up, they're like, this guy's gonna help me get where I want to get, right? He helped him, he kind of reminds me of them. So that's what we would do from there, is we'll be able to position your gym in a way that it really connects with each specific market segment, where we're not just carpet bombing everyone with the same exact message. So the ad I would get would not be the ad you get. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm 27. Yeah, the ad my dad gets, not be the ad you or I get, right? We're different avatars. So that's what we do from there. And then before we turn any type of
and so that's basically how you want to pitch ads. It's super effective because whenever most of these businesses, med spas, chiropractors, roofers, real estate agents, insurance agents, gym owners, dentists, it doesn't matter. These local business owners that have worked with agencies, typically they've run very generic ads for them. So if you just tell these people that you're going to advertise to men and women differently than you would, right? Rather than making an ad that's shown to everyone, you're going to make an ad specifically for men. Then you're going to make an ad that's specific to women. And then you're going to make an ad within those different genders that's specific to different age groups. That gets them to have a light bulb moment where they recognize, okay, this is somebody that's going to do things differently. They're going to take it very, very serious and really, really help me out. And when it comes to ads, like I said, it's super, super easy to do. It's not complicated at all. I've taken complete beginners from nothing to extremely good at it with very minimal effort, because once you know what works when it comes to ads, it's just a matter of doing the same thing over and over again in different markets. It's literally that simple. Once you have something that works, you do the same thing. And that's what I'm telling him. All I need you to do is recreate images that I already know are proven to work, because that's what we're going to run for his ads. And other than that, we're just going to keep running the stuff that I normally run, because more than likely his stuff won't outperform the stuff that I already run for hundreds and hundreds of gyms, independent of if it's their gym or not. It's just, it works. And like I just said, once you have something that works, you just can literally keep doing it over and over again. And since you're working with local businesses, it doesn't matter if you use it for other businesses because they're not competing with each other because they're not in the same market, right? If you're working with somebody in Louisville, Kentucky, and then you're working with someone in Scottsdale, Arizona, it doesn't matter, right?
On, what we would do is a market test. So we would take the money that you collect from those reactivations that we run from you and use that as an ad budget so that you don't have a direct expense in marketing. And then we're going to take $500 for that first week of running ads to test to see how receptive your market is and based on your availability to take new appointments, right? So if we're going to 4X your business, someone's going to need to have good availability to take on a lot of volume and sell a lot of people, right? If we can address your issue of volume, we now just need someone that can take the appointments and sell people, which you can clearly do. You just need people coming through the door, right?
Exactly.
So that's what we would do. And the reason why is because we're not going to waste your money and we're going to be able to see what we need to spend to get you to that volume. Because every market's different. We're not going to know exactly what we need to spend up until we start running ads in your market.
Okay.
Right? So that's what we would do
Okay,
thirdly.
so that's super important right there, right? Because this sales pitch is killer. This is how I was able to take a cold prospect and collect $10,000 up front. And now we've made over $30,000 because we've gotten him good results and he's kept paying us. But this was somebody that had no idea who we were before he came from an ad, and I was able to one call close him. Okay, so what I'm telling him is before we run ads, we're going to take the money we collected from the reactivation, right? Because we're going to drive people through his door without spending any money on ads, leveraging AI and reactivating his leads. And then the money he collects from those sales, we're going to then take and invest into marketing, where most agencies will go to someone like him and say, the first thing we're going to do is run ads. Right? So it's an immediate expense to him right away. What we're doing is we're allowing him to make money with the database of leads that he already has, that he's already invested time and money into generating, right? So we're basically going to be able to make him money for free and then take that money and then run ads. But we're not just going to run ads, we're going to run a market test, right? So I've figured out that if you tell people you're going to run a market test and you explain to them that you're not going to waste their money, but you're going to first see how the market responds to a little bit of money so that you can then go back to them with the data and tell them what they should spend based off what their goals are, then they're a lot more likely to trust you. Because what most agencies will pitch people is you need to spend at least $1,000 a month. You need to spend at least $2,000 a month, and they have no explanation for why they need to spend that money. They just say they need to spend that money, which doesn't make any logical sense because the reality is every market is different. You can have ads that will perform very, very well independent of market, but there's a spectrum on how well they're going to perform because every market's different. You have markets with different populations, different demographic information in terms of how much money people make, etc. Right? So that's all I'm telling him is we're going to make you money out of thin air without spending any money on marketing. We're going to take that money, invest it into your ads, but we're going to invest it in a very strategic way so that you know exactly what we should spend to get you to where you want to get without wasting your money, which is what most of the market does, right? Which makes complete logical sense. And 9 times out of 10, if you pitch that to somebody, they've never heard anyone say that. And it's going to immediately make them trust you a whole lot more.
And fourth, we're going to follow up with all the leads that we generate for you so that you don't have to. Obviously, you have a lot of stuff on your plate. You're crushing it online. You're probably doing a lot of stuff at the gym. If we start generating you 100 leads a month, which is the type of volume you're going to need, there's probably no way in hell you're going to be able to follow up with them effectively, all 100 of them, right?
Sure.
And because of that, you're not going to be able to get the volume that you need. So what we do is we handle the entire follow-up process and we do it via text and call in. Because of that, we're able to get about 35 to 50% of the leads we generate to walk through your door.
Oh, okay.
When we've had staff do it, they typically get about 10 to 15%.
Right.
So it's about a 3 to 5x increase. And the great thing about it is you don't have to spend your time doing it. All you have to do, give us your availability. We're going to stack you full of appointments. Look to see what the conversation was before the appointment comes in because they think they've been speaking with you. We're pre-qualifying them. We're asking them what their goals are. And then you just need to take that appointment so you're prepared ahead of time. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Perfect. And then the last thing we would do is this. If we would onboard you, we would develop a specific roadmap to get you trained up on this process so that we can make sure once we start bringing people through your door, number one, you're going to convert at a very high rate, which I'm sure you'll do. You're clearly good at sales and very, very experienced at that, but we're going to work with you and get clear on your process and coach you on it to ensure that we're on the same page and you're crushing it. But then we're also going to work with you on integrating our systems into your business so that you can really run this thing in a streamlined way to mitigate the growing pains and bottlenecks that come along with building out a $30,000 or $40,000 a month smaller training program. If you're as good at sales as I think you are, you literally just need people coming through your door. That's the gap between you doing 40K a month online, 40K a month in person.
Yep.
There's no doubt that you could do that. You just need people coming through your door. You're going to close them if they're coming in, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, why don't I do this? Let me show you an example of what this looks like to give you some perspective. And I'll actually show you one in Canada because we work with a lot of gyms.
Just to be clear, I was able to get my business to over $200,000 a month without consulting or showing people how to do sales or anything like that. It's not something you need to do. It's just at this point with my business, I'm a preferred vendor with some of the largest fitness chains on the planet, like Anytime Fitness, Exponential Brands, which owns a dozen not a dozen, but 8 franchises within them, like Club Pilates, Pure Bar. You can check them out. But at this point, we do that to help them out as much as possible, to help them get the best results possible. But for the people that I work with that I'm showing how to do this, they're not doing anything like that. And I have people that are charging as much as $4,000 per month to some of these customers because they're working with people that sell things that are way more expensive than a training client, like people that work with med spas, people that work with contractors. You can make a lot more money per customer if you're working with them just because they sell things that are a lot more expensive than a gym owner, right? Like as far as the gym industry is concerned, I wouldn't really recommend going after it. I have helped a guy literally scale from 0 to 12K a month in 4 weeks in Australia working with gym owners. But all of this stuff is the same at the end of the day. It's not complicated. It's very, very simple. You don't need to do that is all I'm saying.
Canada, and they do extremely well. And I think it was because of how hardcore you guys got locked down during COVID. There's so many people in your all's areas that really want to come in if you know how to market a gym and training effectively. But does all that make sense?
It does, yep.
Okay, cool. So just again, to kind of like, in conclusion, we're going to handle your marketing. We're going to position your gym in a way that it's very specific to each person and not generic. We're going to run reactivations to get that low-hanging fruit that you already have through the door. You're going to sell them into the boot camps so that we can create an ad fund. We're going to take that money, spend it in a week to see what type of money we need to spend based off your availability and how receptive your market is. And then from there, we're going to be able to tell you exactly how much money we need to spend so we don't spend either too much or spend too little to realistically get you to the goal of 4xing your business.
Gotcha.
Can you see my screen? Probably not that easy. Okay, cool. So this is what our dashboard looks like. This is an example. I know this is on the other side, right?
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle.
Okay, got it. Well, we work with I don't think we work with any of no. That's
Yes, sir.
yeah. I think you'll be the first. But this is what our dashboard looks like. So you can see here it has total number of leads, total number of appointments, and then you have total number of shows and total number of sales. So this just represents what's come through our marketing. This doesn't represent anything that they've gotten through their website, any walk-ins, call-ins, referrals. All this is tracking is exactly what came from our marketing because we drive our traffic to our own landing page. So that's just one thing that I want to make clear. That's all you're seeing here. But so far, we've generated them 234 leads. We've been working with them since May 19th. They've had 134 appointments. We've handled the follow-up, so they didn't have to do any of that. We just booked them in. And they've had 109 people show up in 2 months. So if you had 109 people show up in 2 months, how many do you think you would close?
Well over 50%.
Right. So they closed not too great, 20K in 2 months. So about 10K plus a month, right?
Yeah.
Craziest thing about this, if I show you this one, so this is the ad account. So this is the day range, right, that we've been working with them. If I scroll down to their campaigns, I've got them checked for this specific example. So if I look and see how much we've spent overall, we've only spent $1,600 to generate 20 grand.
Quite return on investment.
Right, absolutely. And the coolest part about it, again, is all you have to do is give us your availability, and we're going to do everything else to get these people booked in the show.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, just in terms of the process, what do you think?
Okay, so that's one thing you always want to ask after you finish pitching is just in terms of the process, how do you feel? Right, you can see right here where I have that. It's just a temperature check because you want to make sure, number one, that they're sold on what you just sold them, on what you just told them. You want to make sure that they comprehend exactly what you just said and believe that it's going to help them get the result they want, right? So that's extremely important.
Listen, I like it. I like what you guys are doing. It sounds smart.
Yeah. In terms of it helping you for extra business, do you see how this could work?
100%.
Okay. So you tell me, where do you want to go from here?
How do we go through the process of starting?
So this is what it would look like. I'd get you signed up. Then I would book a welcome call for you to hop on with my head of client success, Chad. What he'll do from there is he'll do a deep dive into your current business and outline your roadmap based off your business, based off your assets, and based off you and your time to get you onboarded and trained up. It typically takes about 4 weeks before we start doing anything because we're working with you on getting these systems set up and integrated in your business because we want to make sure we have a very solid foundation before we start piling on 50 plus people through your door a month, right? So that's what we would do. And then from there, we start those reactivations where we'd be able to collect a lot of money upfront, get some new sales without spending any money on marketing. And then we take that money, once you're in a position to succeed in terms of the sales process, once we grade you out, at that point, we would then turn the ads on, run that market test for a week to determine how much we need to spend, and then determine if we just want to pour gas on the fire. You know, if you're closing above 50%, things get really crazy. Because like I said, if you realistically want to 4x your business, you're going to need this type of volume. And if your close rate 60, 70%, which we have tons of people who are, this guy owns 5 gyms, right? So he's not an owner operator. He's got an employee there taking the sales, where if you're taking the sales, I'm sure you do a lot better. But does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So it's a 4-month program. The way it works is it's 10K.
Okay. Let's do it. Send me what you need to send me and we'll get going.
Okay, what I can do is I'll process the
Okay, so you can see there I was able to close him, and then I even have right here where my team is onboarding him, just so that you guys can see he.
There we go. There's the dream team. How are you two doing?
Good, thank you.
All right, so that's my team member Chad. He's now onboarding them, so you guys can kind of see that. But that's really all you need to do when it comes to this. If you guys want to learn exactly how I've done this, I'm going to be doing a workshop in January 17th for 3 days, where I go very, very in depth into this, and I'm going to keep it limited to a certain amount of people. So if that's something you want to check out, feel free to jump into that. I'm going to have a link to that on my description, probably of this video. And then in addition to that, if you want to see a video on exactly how to get leads coming in, just like I did, just where this guy came from to become customers, and how to run ads that generate leads for basically no money. Like I said, if you've never run ads before, you don't need to know how to run them if I give you the exact process to run them. And I've got a video right here that if you check out, I literally show you exactly how to run ads to acquire local business owners as customers. And I literally made a GPT that allows you, it will make you ads based off ads that I've spent millions of dollars on in any local brick and mortar industry. So you could literally type in roofers, dentist, it doesn't matter. You can literally type in any business and it will make you ads that are 100% guaranteed, proven to work. I literally had a guy do it, and he was able to sign up his first 2 customers. And then I was able to help him scale now to over 10K. And he was able to do that in literally 2 months. So make sure to check that out if that's something you're interested in, and make sure to opt into the workshop if that's something that you'd like to learn. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one.